Howdy. I'm going to be restarting my Sword and Sorcery campaign with a brand new party. And I'm going to go ahead and explain to you why I'm doing this. So, I had a party that was starting Mission 4 that was doing pretty good, but I really felt I kind of needed a tank and I wanted to change out my DPS. I like the Cleric, so what I would have to do, per the campaign rules, would be I could hot swap two characters in, they would start at Soul Rank 1, and I could throw all my gear into the stash and then redistribute all the gear. So my characters would have decent gear, but they would be at Soul Rank 1 in Mission 4, and I just feel that they would get obliterated, and I don't want to miss the opportunities that they could have gotten on leveling up on Missions 1, 2, and 3, being halfway through the campaign. So instead of hot swapping the characters in, I chose to restart the campaign. Another reason I wanted to restart the campaign was to get an opportunity to record Missions 1 and 2 a little bit better than I did last time. For instance, I forgot the special powers the first time I played the first mission, and Mission 2 was just very sloppy. Now I know mistakes are going to happen, so I know this isn't going to be a perfect record, but I'm hoping for a much better record than last time. And I'm not going to do a party selection video this time. I'm just going to go ahead and update you on the characters I've chosen, and I'm going to run through that pretty quick. The first character I chose was the Cleric again. He starts with 6 hit points, 1 attack, 1 action, and 1 skill. The weapon I'm choosing to start him with is the Battle Hammer, 2 red dice, 2 blues. It can KO with 1 lightning bolt, add 2 damage with 2 lightning bolts, or bash with 2 lightning bolts, range 0. The armor he's wielding is 1 automatic armor, 2 blue dice, and you can get a lightning bolt will get you a shield. Now, something I never used on my Cleric that I plan on taking a lot of advantage, that I plan to use for advantage a lot in this go-round, is Divine Aid. Once per round, target hero can reroll up to 1 die per soul rank divided by 2. That's going to help me with attacks and defenses when they didn't go so well. His ability is heal HP to target hero. At rank 1, which he is now, it heals 2 HP, it costs an action, and it only goes on cooldown for 1 hourglass, which means I can use this every turn unless something were to shift it back a time. The next hero we want to look at is our tank. This guy's pretty awesome. Once per round, you become the preferred victim of target enemy until the end of its next activation. So he's going to be taking hits for us. Since he's going to be taking hits, he gets to have the Chainmail. 1 armor, 3 blues, 1 lightning, reroll defense, 2 lightning, get an extra shield. His weapon is actually not too awesome. It's a broadsword, 1 automatic hit, 2 red dice, range 0, 1 lightning bolt is a hit, 1 lightning bolt can be used to reroll a hit die. It's an okay weapon. I'm probably going to try to get him a better one later. But he gets a shield. 1 blue dice if he were to attack with it. As long as you do at least 1 hit, you get to bash, pushing somebody out of your cell. When defending, you get an extra armor. So he's got 2 automatic armor. So I'm really excited about that. And again, I'm still trying to push the whole dominating thing. So the ability I bought for him was, unless KO'd, you count as 2 figures for controlling or dominating an area. And this go round, we already have a tank and a healer. The third character I'm bringing in is a DPS. Although I like the archer, I want a DPS that can bring it a little bit harder into 1 target. So I'm going with the Witch Hunter. She has 5 hit points, 1 attack, 1 action, 1 ability. She's starting with a whip, which does 1 damage, 3 blues. When 1 or more of your results is this dog symbol, you suffer an HP. 1 lightning bolt is a hit, 2 lightning bolts is a KO. Now that we've went over that weapon, let's talk about her ability, since it goes along with that. All of your whip attacks ignore the dog result. Ignore the dog wound, so she's not going to take a wound when she rolls that dog face. And inflict +1 red die per soul rank divided by 2, and the sword and sorcery symbol actually does something for her. It's going to be bleeding. Her armor's pretty lame, but we hope to fix that later. Reroll 1 defense dice, 3 blues. So a lightning bolt lets you reroll. And this is very interesting. And I know she's kind of like a character that's going to come out in the future, so she doesn't come with the core. But arch enemy. Undead enemies are your arch enemy. Vengeance. When attacking your arch enemy, you inflict dog symbol critical. And that's great. But in the first 7 missions, I've already looked through the enemy cards. There are no undead. The other way I could have played her is she'd be powerful against demons. There are no demons. So in this campaign, she's never going to be able to use her arch enemy. I keep wanting to say arch nemesis. So she can't use that ability, which is kind of sad. So I have to wait till a different campaign to actually start using that. But that's my party layout. Since this is going to be the first time I'm playing this mission, some people I'm sure are going to watch this as their first sword and sorcery from my channel. Because of that, I plan on explaining a fair amount of stuff that I've already explained in previous missions. That way people can get a feel for how the game plays. With that said, I'm not going to be overly verbose or cover everything. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. So we're getting ready to start. I've showed you my heroes, I've showed you their layouts, their items, and what choices they made for their abilities. In a hero turn, heroes can perform one movement activity. It can be intermingled with actions and free actions. Free actions you can do as many times as you want. So you can take as many free actions as you want to turn. And actions, each person has one action, and it's like a weird little triangle symbol. So each turn, you can use one action. Or you can use an action to dash, which is move an extra movement, or stand up from a KO. You can use it to focus an attack to add 1 to your damage. You can provoke an enemy monster. Oh, I didn't know about that one. Provoke a master enemy. Okay, master enemy. Modifying a menace token. Okay, that doesn't matter. I haven't even seen a master enemy yet. Bash a chest or locked door if not engaged. That means you can open something if you're not engaged. Reorganize. Oh, that's important. I need to know that I can't open a door if there's a model in the cell. Reorganize your items. So change your equipped items. Exchange an item with another person, as long as you are not engaged. Search. You may flip a search token and roll a red die to figure out what's going on. Unlimited actions, you get to open doors, you get to pick up / drop items if not engaged, or evade, which is you try to get out of a cell that's an engaged cell. So during a turn, you can do lots of stuff. You got a lot of number of free actions, you get one action, and you get an attack. If you've already moved a little bit, then attack, you can't move anymore. But you could attack and then move later. But you can't put an attack in between moving. Alright, now that that's done, I want to go ahead and talk about something else. Areas on the map. Areas on the map are denoted by changes in terrain. Here's an area, here's an area, here's an area, here's an area. There are 5 areas on that. Sometimes they're just squares. They still have terrain changes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All those are different areas. Now, when you're determining line of sight, it's kind of weird. Like, this guy's right here. There's a wall here. It's like, could he see this area? And the answer is yes, because line of sight is traced from the X's in each location. So you can draw a line of sight from here to here. If you cross over an area or a wall when doing line of sight, you do not have line of sight. And let's see, what else can I talk about? If you're not sure if something's an area or not, look for an X. If it's got an X, it's an area. Alright, we have these little shadow tokens, which could be enemies or citizen. When you get in line of sight of these, you flip these and usually find some enemies to fight. We have these little story markers. We go read stuff. When we access those points, we have these little waypoints with the numbers. When we hit those, we read something. And real quick before we start, my character should be unequipped. But I wanted to go ahead and go through all those choices I made, so I went ahead and equipped them. The first thing they're going to do as part of their first turn is equip. And once I get to that part of the story, I'll let you know that, hey, this person's wasting an action to grab the equipment I already showed you. Alright, so I went over a lot of stuff. Now let's go through the fluff and get this mission started. My name is Marcus, High Cleric of Divine Aranus, Prior of the Monastery Havenshine, and the last living witness to what happened. And it is I, the chronicler, who alone can tell you of the saga. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure. It began when I was a young, humble adept of Claudius the Great. I remember exactly the very moment when evil began slithering into our lands, because the sky turned black and the moon was red as blood. 666 days after the dark omen, a strange illness took the life of the king Rastan, while his son Rhaegar, the sole legitimate heir to the throne, mysteriously disappeared. The burden of rule was temporarily bestowed upon Count Dava, the ever-faithful hand of the king. Born before his majesty, he trained from childhood to become the most valiant knight of the Order of the Dragon. The count began his rule wisely, but his efforts were in vain. A dark mist crawled over the land. Evil began its deadly dance of disappearances, killings, and sudden attacks by dark creatures that had been confined to the shadows centuries before. The champions who terrorized this evil now fell, one by one, killed or corrupted by the ominous dark. Then High Cleric Claudius, my master, decided in extrema ratio to sacrifice the most ancient relic of our kingdom in an appeal to the three gods, Eranos, Enos, and Mir. He summoned the souls of the most valiant heroes ever to walk upon this hallowed earth. The powerful spell conjured a lightning bolt that streaked across the sky, but while the ceremony was in progress, screams from the city warned us of a gremlin's attack. In the middle of the night, a mystical event recalls the souls of the ancient heroes of the lands of Talon's coast. Their eyes see the world as ethereal, veiled with a white mist. An invisible force leads the heroes to a specific point, a city not far from Havenshine Monastery, their current location. Still shaken and weak from the resurrection ritual, they start the journey when the voice of the High Cleric echoes in their minds. All praise the gods for this. The spell succeeded. Quickly come closer to the altar and gather the weapons I left, and reach the main aisle of the cathedral. We are in peril. Now, night starts in play. That means it's currently nighttime. And for this mission, during the night, each attack performed by heroes is -1 hit. That makes it a lot harder on the heroes. The monsters still hit fine. The quest fails when the last event card is discarded, or all heroes are ghost souls. See paragraph 113. We're going to try not to let that happen. The person I'm going to activate first is going to be my tank. And did I grab the right people? No, I was supposed to grab my cleric. I grabbed the wrong model. Let me go find my cleric and his ghost soul. I had debated who I was going to use as my healer, and I had the wrong model out there. Okay, so we're ready. I get to activate somebody, and the person I'm going to activate is going to be my tank. He's the one that's going to be taking hits for us all the time. He moves forward. He has a movement of 3. He gets to waypoint 1, and we have to read waypoint 1. And that's going to be 1-3. Some old weapons lie near this altar. Once per quest, each hero moving over this waypoint can spend an action to draw and equip up to 3 items of his choice from the stash deck. I've already showed you what they're going to be wearing, but I'm going to have to spend my action to do that. So he no longer has an action this turn. So he's not going to be at a dash or do anything real cool. Second movement, free action, I open a door. Anytime you open a door, you have the chance it could be trapped. So you draw a trap card. Ooh, we got lucky. This one has no effect. So I'm not sure where the camera's at. There we go. That was my second movement. My third movement, I move on to this cell, and I flip this, and it looks like it's a citizen. It's kind of lame. I really wanted to get into combat. So there's a citizen there, which means no enemy. So I can take that and put it off to the side. We don't need that anymore. And I don't have any more actions, so I'm done. My cleric's going to go 1, action, equip stuff, 2, 3. He only has 3 movements, so he's done. And now my witch hunter is going to go 1, 2, 3, and she's done. Now that we're all done, we need to draw an event card. Place a treasure in the active heroes area. So let me shuffle these up. I think they've already been shuffled, but let's draw a treasure. Ooh, a bag. Oh, I'm not, sorry. No matter what, she's picking it up because she's going to be the person that holds all the money and all the gold, because these monsters in this mission can steal money, and she's going to be the one that's probably never going to be in combat. So it will come around to her. I shouldn't have looked at it yet because we haven't picked it up. So there's a treasure. She's going to be the one picking it up regardless. So it will go to her, and she'll probably keep it. I don't know if I want somebody else to have it, but she's going to be the person that grabs all loot in this mission. Alright, or at least that's what I'm going to try. We're in a new turn now. So I activate this guy, I move 1. Now I can see this shadow, and we see what it is. Looks like one enemy, so we draw an enemy from the deck. Looks like a green enemy worth 1 soul gem. So he's over here. That was 1, 2, 3. I'm going to attack this green enemy. So I get -1 hit, but I'm going to focus it so I get +1 hit. Those will cancel out, which means I get the normal damage of my weapon. And I flipped to the wrong side when I showed you earlier. It's supposed to be the non-forged side of this weapon, which means it doesn't have an automatic hit. It's just 2 red dice. So I roll those 2 red dice, and it looks like I get hit, hit, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. So we've already taken care of my -1 and my +1, so that's 2 hits. I'm going to use 1 hit to get a 3rd lightning bolt and put this guy down immediately. That was pretty cool. And now we get a soul gem, because on his card, after he takes 3 hit points, he dies and he drops a soul gem. Soul gems are needed for leveling. I'll go ahead and explain how they work. So, soul gems can be used to activate items or do some weird stuff or abilities, but for their general purpose is you can use them to resurrect at a shrine. So if you die, you can pay your soul gem worth of levels to resurrect at a shrine. All my guys are level 1, so with this soul gem, I can resurrect somebody if they die. Now, when you want to level up, you use soul gems. If you want to level to 2, you take 2 squared, and it's 4. It takes you 4 gems to get there. If you want to level to level 3, it takes 3 squared, 9 gems. If you want to get to level 14, it's 16 gems to gain a level. And that's not too bad. You're going to get some gems along the way. But where the part comes in that's kind of difficult is you get gems, and great, you use them to level up. But in this game, there's actually a pretty stiff death penalty. When you die, you de-level. So if you were level 4 and you died, 16 gems are basically lost. And to resurrect, it's going to cost you 3. So it's going to cost you 19 gems if you die. And that's a pretty stiff penalty. And I like that penalty. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to redo my party, so I actually have a tank. Somebody that can absorb wounds for me. Alright, if an enemy was still alive, here's these little soul gems, you flip them after a character's moved. If an enemy were still alive, we'd have to pull an encounter card, which would activate enemies or do something. But while there's no enemies alive, you ignore that part of the player's turn. So he is done. The cleric's going to move 1, 2, 3, and I could do a dash to try to get here, but it costs 2 to get into the cell, or 2 to walk through it. So I can't actually get there if I dash, because I only have 1 extra movement, so I wouldn't make it. Alright, his turn is done. So we're going to flip his little soul gem. And on her turn, she's going to pick up the bag as a free action. And then she'll move 1, 2, 3, and she can't move into this cell. But now she's got 4 bag spots because she has this little bag, which is pretty awesome. Our turn finishes, and if there's a card on top of the event deck, it gets discarded. This is our timer. So usually you have double the amount of turns as you have cards in the event stack, because one turn you'll flip the card and see it, the next turn you'll discard it. So as we move into the next turn, on the time phase, we get to flip all our gems back, reminding us who's moved and who hasn't. The first person I want to activate is going to be my tank. 1, 2. Now he can see these things, and we flip them. Looks like an enemy and then a double enemy. So we got 3 enemies over in that cell. That's pretty scary. So let's draw and see what they are. Oh, as we find enemies, we're supposed to assign cards to people. The person who saw the enemy the first time was this guy. He controls the green. That's a blue. Let me find the green enemy. He controls the green enemies. So he's assigned the next green enemy. And now we see a blue enemy. Somebody else has to be in charge of the blue enemy. So we're going to make that be the cleric, because he's the next going around the table. So he's in charge of this enemy. This is important because if this guy's told to activate one enemy, he starts with the enemy type he controls first. So we got a green and a blue, and I believe the last one's going to be blue as well. So we got these three enemies. One of these enemies is special powered. He is also worth a gemstone. When we kill him, the special powered enemy gets an enemy power. His special power is all attacks inflict -1 armor, and on the dog symbol, he does an AoE. That's really scary. So he's a pretty hard-hitting enemy. And I think I kind of want to just go over and get in that cell, although I'll be dominated if I do. So, I don't know. Maybe I just end my turn here and let them come to me. It's a hard call. Because these people have bonuses when they're controlling an area or dominating an area. They get extra attacks or extra hits. And it's pretty scary the number of hits they get. So I think, I hate to do this, but I think he's going to end his turn. Activate all M enemies. Otherwise, recharge 1 star and heal. Each enemy recharges one charge and heals 2 per act. They're not hurt, so that has no effect. So I was really hoping for them to come towards us. But I guess we can go ahead and start stacking in this cell for when they do come. 1, 2. And the cleric will call his turn done. Activate all red enemies. Otherwise, activate all lowest rank enemies. I can do that. The lowest rank is the green one. 1, 2. He comes in. He has to choose a target. He's going to choose the person with the most money. That's what his little like biting gold symbol looks like. But there's nobody that has any money. So next he does most wounded. But there's not anybody most wounded. So he's got to do lowest hit points. But the cleric and that guy have the same hit points. So I get to choose. I'm going to put the attacks in on that guy. 2 reds. The enemy doesn't actually get to use his lightning bolts because he doesn't have an effect for his lightning bolts. So he does 1 damage. This guy's got 2 armor. So the armors apply before you even roll defense. So 1, 2. I take off 2 damage. He did nothing to me. It's my turn to activate. So the last person to activate is going to be my witch hunter. So I'm going to start by attacking this guy. And then I'm not going to move into the cell. Because I don't want to be in that cell because I'll be the preferred target because I'll have the lowest hit points. So I'm just going to attack this green guy from here. This cell's being dominated because we have 1, 2, 3 models. And you're like, 3 models? I only see 2. This guy counts as an extra model when he's not KO'd. So he's 2 models. That's 3. We're dominating this area. If you attack somebody in an area that's dominated, you get +1 hit. Then I focus my attack, giving me another +1. Then unfortunately it's night, so one of my +1s go away. When we look at my whip, it automatically does 1 damage. And then it's 3 blues plus 1 red, my soul rank divided by 2. You always round up. So I'm rolling a ton of dice. And it looks like I got 1, 2 lightning bolts. I don't need the lightning bolt for anything, but it would add an extra damage. So that's 3 damage. 4, 5. He's only got 3 hit points. He dies. And that's going to help things out a lot. And we get 5 gold for killing this guy. So 5 gold drops on the ground. So I need to go get my tub that actually has the money. We are not going to pick it up yet because these enemies, when they attack, they take money from whoever they hit. So we're just going to leave the money on the ground and pick it up later. And again, she's going to be the one that picks up the money because she's always going to be 1 step back. These guys are always going to be tanking for her. Activate 2 enemies. Okay, that's pretty clear. We activate these 2 blues. Let's go ahead and move the one with the soul gem in first. And he's going to attack. Again, same targeting priority, so I kind of get to choose. So I'm going to throw him on this guy. But the blue guys do -1 armor, so I can only use one of my armors. He hits 1, 2 times. So one of my armors is gone, meaning I have 1 left. So I can cancel this. Then I'm going to take another hit. You can roll up to your defense die, up to the number of hits coming in that are left over, up to your maximum blue dice. So this armor has 3 blue dice and only 1 hit got through. So I get to roll 1 of my blue dice. You only get to roll 1 die per hit. Looks like I get a lightning bolt. A lightning bolt can be used to reroll. Nice. I take no damage. Now the gremlin comes in. So the other gremlin's here now. He attacks. 1, 2 hits. One of my armors is gone. I get to roll a blue die. And I get nothing. So I take a damage. Now I'll be the target of preference as long as there's not anybody carrying money. Alright, so we made it all this way. Now, we have to go through and we've activated all the enemies, we've finished out our turn, and we have to do an event. Until next event phase, heroes and enemies cannot use their star effects. None of us have them, so that's a wash. Spawn 2 to 3 players. Spawn number of players, 3, minus enemies, 2, minus enemies, 2. Oh, we have to spawn an enemy. So, that means we have to shuffle these guys up and put another enemy in the cell. So, let's see which one it was. It's not the one with the soul gem. That sucks. So we have another area here. Now they're controlling. It's very vital that we put this enemy down. I was just making sure that this guy didn't have a special defense. These guys have special defenses. So it's our turn. We get to go first. I really want to put down an enemy because I kind of have to. But I think I'm going to be trapped in this area for a while. So I think I'm going to start by hitting this guy. Alright, so again, I get 1 die. One of these because it does 1. The whip does 1 hit. I get another hit for focusing. I take away a hit because it's night. Then I get to roll 3 blues and 1 red. So I should kill this gremlin. Let's see. Oh yeah, hit, 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 4. That's 5 hits. I kill this guy, which is great. And he drops 5 more on the ground. I hope I don't get locked in this area for a long time. The bad guys are going to attack. Let's see what happens. Activate all enemies in a state of full health. That's both of them. They're both going to attack this guy. Because now he's the most wounded. He is a clear target. So the first guy rolls, and he gets 2 hits. 1 goes away. I have 2 armor, so it should come out. But he has -1 armor when he attacks. So I only get to use 1 of my armors, which means then I roll a blue die, and I fail. So now I've taken 2 damage. The next guy attacks, and he gets 2 hits as well. So I have to roll 1 defense. Again, it's a fail. I've taken 3 damage total. It kind of sucks to be me right now. So, we got to work on killing this guy, and I put a 10 here. But I think that was supposed to be a 5 earlier. Because I think it was a green guy I killed. And that was on me. So there's 5 there. When I pick it up, it'll turn into a 10 because they make you keep currency in the lowest number of coins. Alright, so my Witch Hunter is activated. I really need to put out some damage. So the person I'm going to activate next is going to be my Cleric because he's got a Battle Hammer. This guy's got 6 life. He's half dead. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my action to heal. I'm going to take away 2 hit points. And now he's been healed. He's only suffered 1 damage now. I'm going to attack with my battle hammer and hope I roll well because it's -1 damage. So I get 1, 2 double lightning bolts. Double lightning bolts could be used for 2 more damage. And that's cool. And then here it says once per round, target hero can re-roll up to 1 die per soul rank. I'm going to re-roll this because that's 4 damage. It's going to be -1. So, oh, this guy attacked this guy twice. And his special ability is he has a -1 armor. I don't think he rolled any dogs, so it would have been AoE. -1 armor. So I should have had 2 more damage come in on me. So I would have been at 4 earlier. So now I'm at 2. Because when I healed from 3, this guy had 2 more -1 armors that he would have rolled against me, and I didn't count those. So I went back and rolled those defenses that I would have to now. So, that's a little off track, but this is what I had. I'm going to use my ability to reroll 1 die per soul rank. Come on, awesome. This is a hit. So I re-rolled that die, and I can't use, I've already used those lightning bolts. This lightning bolt, all it would do is KO the target, which wouldn't matter. But I have 1, 2, double lightning bolts, are going to be 2 more hits, that's 4. 5 damage going in this powered up enemy. And he has a weakness to, he's strong against slashing, but that doesn't matter. So I'm doing 5. It's nighttime, so I gotta reduce it to 4, and we kill this guy. And get rid of this stupid enemy power. I'll put it on the bottom so that we only see new enemy powers during the mission. Alright, this guy's now dead, and we get a soul gem for it. But they have a defensive. When you hit them, they do spines damage to everybody in their cell, 2 hits. But there's no minus armor. So this guy's got 2 defense, he's good. Oh, I could have just taken the gem that was on the guy. He takes his hits, he's good. This guy has 1 armor, so he's got to roll a defense. He rolls a defense, he's good. Alright, that was my Cleric's turn. We have to flip his, and then we pull an enemy activation card. Activate 1 enemy. He has control of a blue enemy, so that's what he's going to activate. So that blue enemy is going to attack somebody. And it was a wash before. Now it's clearly this guy, because he's the most wounded. He actually rolled nothing. Their sword and sorcery symbols don't do anything. Their lightning bolts don't do anything. So we're good. That was pretty sweet. So the Cleric's done. The only person left is our tank. And he's going to put damage in on this guy, or at least try. So he's going to roll 2 dice. Looks like he got 2 hits. He focused his attack, so it's 3 hits total. Then 1 goes away because it's nighttime. This guy's got a defense against slashing, so another 1 goes away. So I only do 2 to this guy. I feel pretty sad about that. Now, I have to draw a card, activate all wounded enemies. Great, I did enough just to wound him. He's going to attack me because I'm the most wounded. He gets 2 hits, which means I have -1 armor, so +1 armor. So I get a total of 1 armor, so I roll my defense, and I'm good. And it doesn't say to put a charge on this guy, but each time phase I'm going to put a charge on this to remind me if I've let people re-roll or not. So, we're done. During the event phase, this card gets removed. No idea what's here. It's probably another enemy spawn. I would really like to get off this cell. The person that's probably going to be able to let that happen is my witch hunter. She just pours a ton of damage. So, before we get into that though, we have time phase. Time phase, we flip this gem, we flip that gem, we flip this gem. During the time phase, we flip this. Alright, we need to get moving. This guy's got 1 damage on him. I'm going to just go ahead and finish him with my Witch Hunter. I know it's a slashing attack. The whip does 1. I focus. That brings me to 2 damage. I'm going to keep a charge on this guy to remind me if I've used the power or not. That's 2 damage, but it's nighttime. I take 1 off. We're dominating the cell because it's 3 to 1, so I get another 1 back. This guy's going down. So I roll my 4 dice. Looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a lightning bolt. 1 goes, I already got rid of 1 from the night. 1 goes away because it's slash. I do 3 to this guy. Well, sorry, I do like 5 to this guy. He dies. He gives up 10 gold. So there should actually be 20 gold in this cell because these 2 5s are going to turn into a 10 when they get picked up. So that was my attack action. I don't have to activate enemies because there aren't any left. And I still have some more of my turn left. 1, 2, free action, pick up some money. Flip the wrong gem. So free action, pick up some money. Then I move here. My warrior will move up 1. I think we're going to end up spawning enemies, but I'd like to be moving forward. So my cleric moves up 1. My cleric casts heal again, topping this guy off. Then my time card flips back. This enemy is back over here. We're moving really slowly through the mission. I don't like that, but she hits really hard. So when we get to the final fight, I bet she can put down whatever we pull really quickly. Actually, maybe I should have moved up here and spawned whatever that is. I guess not. We're just going to go with it. So, during our turn, the first attack of each hero inflicts critical. Spawn number of players minus enemies minus 1. So, we have to spawn 2 enemies. The first enemy is going to be the green guy. He's right here. And he, what is he going to do? I don't know what he's going to do. So he's right there. He's worth a soul gem. That's what I wanted to say, which is exciting. And we have to shuffle these up. I hope I get the other soul gem guy. Alright, beat the soul gem guy. It's not. It's another green guy that's worth 1. Sorry, worth a little bit of money. And that's the end of our turn. We get to flip our heal back. We get to flip our crystals, which I forgot to flip in the first place. And now we have to move forward. Really like to get this story event to buy us 2 turns. So, because that'll go on top, most likely. And then we'll have 2 turns of discarding where we don't have to spawn. So I'm going to go ahead and move her forward. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go ahead and do that story event. She's at full health. Hopefully she'll be okay. Story event 1. The heroes notice a wounded merchant lying near a cart. Oh. 1-6. We're supposed to start with story event 1-1-1. I was going to read the wrong thing. That was a continuation of the story event. The heroes reach the city at first light of the sun. Beyond the gates, a vision of blood greets them. Swarms of gremlins are attacking buildings and people alike, starting fires everywhere. Place event card 4 in play. It is now I was stacking these in the wrong spot. They should be over here. Day. It is now daytime. Everything that applies in this quest now for day starts applying, which is there's nothing for day, so that -1 is going away. Swarms beyond the gates, a vision of blood greets them. Swarms of gremlins, I already read that. Place 2, fire 2 tokens, 1 located in position 2, 1 located in position, C and D. That's these locations right here, so there's fire. Remove this spawn gate. We'll just close it. Open the lightning spawn gate. Place story event 1, revealed side up on the deck. On the deck, right there. The entrance to the cathedral is clearly visible to the heroes, yet as they walk towards it, something attracts their attention. Some dangerous-looking humans clad in heavy leather armor, carved with strange symbols, and wielding curved blades, are opening a chest on a cart. But as one, they turn towards the heroes. Law, I have a choice of drive the raiders away, but you can always choose neutral, walk away. I'm going to drive them away. We're good guys. Play story, the heroes notice a wounded merchant lying in a cart. The raiders, knowing they have been discovered, prepare their weapons for combat. Place one green raider, not the green raider, just the normal green raider, which this guy's kind of lame. We put him in play. We have to assign him to somebody. And we are going to assign him to... Well, I guess first I have to find him. So let's go find him, other than his card. So we got a lot of stuff in play. That gets assigned to the Witch Hunter, because she's the active player. And she doesn't already have somebody. So we got that. We got this guy. He's got some defenses, and he's worth a little bit of gold, but not worth gems. Gems are what I like. Place one green raider in story event 1 area, 2 green raiders if there are more than 3. Spawn number of players minus enemies minus 1 enemies. That's like nobody, because we're already at number of enemies minus number of players minus number of enemies 3 before we even subtract 1. We've already hit our cap. The next enemy turn, all raiders activate instead of drawing an encounter card. When any green raider dies, remove it from the quest. Resume play until there are no more green raiders. So I moved 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to attack now. It's daytime, so I'm going to get a lot more stuff than I got before. I can focus. It's a whip, but I don't dominate. So I guess I get what I used to get. If we are dominating, I'd be in good shape. So now we're going to take all these dice, and we're going to roll. I'm going to try to kill this guy. So it looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Lightning bolt, make it 5. I got 5 damage coming in at this guy. That's a ton of damage. He takes off 1 automatic. He's strong against pierce. This is not pierce, it's slash. He dies immediately and drops 5 gold. I pick up the 5 gold and put it on my card. And that was a free action. So she does a ton of damage. She's very good single target DPS. Remove him from the quest. Go to 1-9. With the help of the heroes, the merchant manages to scramble to safety along with his goods, but not before rewarding them with their help. Place a bag in the area. So a bag, I'll shuffle this randomly. We'll get that bag. We flip it, 50 coins. That's amazing. So that's a ton of money. So she's got a lot of money. Now it said at the end of the turn, activate raiders instead of drawing encounter. But I'm going to say that's a little bit of rubbish because there are no raiders. So I'm going to bypass that rule because it makes sense. And we'll draw a normal encounter card. Activate all blue enemies. Otherwise, engaged enemies perform an attack with their main weapon. So that means nobody attacks? That's pretty lame. But let's activate the Cleric. The Witch Hunter is done. The Cleric's going to go 1, 2, 3, push for 4. The Cleric draws an encounter card. Activate all enemies. Otherwise, activate all highest enemies. That means both these guys move in. But they do not dominate because he counts for 2 models. They attack with 2 reds, but they don't have -1 armor. So they're probably not going to do any damage to me. Dog, miss, miss. That's the first guy. The second guy gets a hit, a lightning bolt, which does nothing, a dog. So we're all good. This guy that's kind of surrounded is going to defend himself. He's going to focus for +1 damage. It's a wash on number of enemies, so he can't do anything about that. But he'll roll his dice. He gets 2 hits, a lightning bolt. Let's go ahead and make it 4. Why not? 4 damage goes in the guy that's worth the crystal. We get another gem. And we're pretty happy right now. This guy's dead, so he gets to go to the dead pile. And now he has to draw to activate enemies. Activate no enemies. Shuffle the encounter deck. That was pretty nice. we're doing pretty good on time. So there's a search thing over there. I'm going to make that happen. All right. We move into the event phase. This card goes away. When you pull this back up, you do not have to read it. Oh, the first attack of it, players and heroes, that was already washed out. So the effect is back in play, but we don't spawn. So the first attack is going to be a critical. So that's pretty awesome. So when she attacked, she actually also critted that guy too. We're in a fresh turn. I would really like the gremlin down. So I think I'm going to activate the knight first. He's going to activate. His first attack of the turn is going to be a critical. He's focused. So double lightning bolts. I can use one of those for damage. 1, 2, 3 damage. He's got no defense against slashing or anything. He's dead. He drops 5 gold on the ground. And I hate to pick up the gold with this guy, but I'm going to. So he picks up the gold. He puts it on his card. Because he's the one that always gets attacked. So he's probably going to lose that. 1, 2, 3. He already did his focus for the attack. I can mark him as done. The Cleric's going next. 1, 2 to get into the cell. Action, we search. When we search with a red. Sword and sorcery symbol. If I had rolled a lightning bolt, it would have been a trap, or a star, it would have been a bag. So, a search token. So, the search was ineffective. I found nothing. Need to find out where this other bag is for next time a bag drops. There's 20 gold. I think I probably threw it somewhere over here. Oh, it's 50 gold. Let's shuffle it back in. So I'll look away, shuffle that in. The Cleric, for his last movement, will move right back here. In the time phase, these went down to flames of 1. The Witch Hunter will move in, because there's nothing to do, and I don't want to walk through fire. So she's done. All the heroes have activated. We move into the event phase. This happens. Time phase, these roll out. Time phase, we get to flip our gems. I'm not always the best about remembering to flip gems. So I only had to flip 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It is our turn. I want to start moving towards our objective. So 1, 2, 3. Free action to open the door. Unless save, each hero within one area, which him, suffers poison 1. So his save is a bash, which is a star. He got it, so he's good, he saved. But now we have this little enemy card, or token. So this shadow spawns an enemy. Please be worth a soul gem. Nope. So we get another blue enemy. He's right here. I will use my action to move up to his cell and attack. So I don't get any bonus dice. Oh, I do get a bonus hit, because I dominate. I'm 2 models, so I dominate that cell. I got double the number. I roll a second hit, and a lightning, which I use for a 3rd hit. Got 3 damage coming into that guy, but he's strong against slashing, so it's only 2 damage. His spines hit everybody in the cell for 2. I have 2 armor, so we're good. We draw an encounter card, activate all blue enemies. Okay. He activates, he attacks me. I have -1 armor. He's got 2 hits, so I have to roll 1 defense because he took away one of my armors. I get a lightning bolt. I'll use that for a reroll. And we're good. Which means he didn't do damage to me with his attack. So he does not get to use his thieving, which is if an attack does damage, he takes a coin. Alright. We're going to go ahead and move in with our Witch Hunter now. 1, 2. She's going to attack. That cell's being dominated. So I get +1. I focus. I get +1. The whip gives +1. I don't even have to roll. That's 3 damage. He's strong against slash. And I'm going to do 2 damage. But let's roll anyway, just to see what it would have looked like. A decent roll. So he would have taken another 3. So overkill by a lot. And he's gone. And he dropped 10 gold on the ground. The cleric gets to move. He's going to move 1, 2, 3. And I think we're all done. Now we pull this card and we hope it's not anything too bad, based on the active hero's soul. One hero heals 1, one hero suffers 1, or you can choose the effect. If you're neutral, the active hero's soul is a good person, he gets to heal somebody, but there's nobody to heal. Looks like we still got a fair amount of time left, so I may try to do stuff to get some extra gold in this mission, because it doesn't look like we have a ton of money so far. I'd really like to open this door, but when I read to bash open a door, you can't be in the same cell. You can't be engaged. So I might have to try to do a bash with my shield to push an enemy out. That's the only way I could open that door, and that might be what I do. Alright. In the time phase, I move the person who's most likely able to defend himself into the story event. And let's see what it says in the book. Book of Secrets, waypoint 1, 2. The cathedral entrance is a battlefield. The bloody floor is strewn with bodies of the guardian clerics and gremlins. Near the sacred altar, High Cleric Claudius is surrounded by gremlins, but before anyone can react, one of the creatures lashes out, driving its claws deep into the old cleric's chest. The light in the eyes of this gremlin is bright and wickedly alive, betraying a malevolent intelligence that marks it as the chief. The heroes can do nothing but avenge the High Cleric and kill the abomination. Place a red gremlin in story area 2. She no longer controls anything. We would assign to him. He technically doesn't have any enemies he's in charge of. He doesn't. So it goes to her. So that guy goes to... Oh, I guess his card shouldn't really be out. But it's easy. The red gremlin's always going to activate anyway. Well, I guess these cards... I don't know. How I like playing it is somebody just keeps a card. They manage that enemy forever. So I'm giving her the red gremlin. Because if you're playing with multiple people, you would like one person to know the rules of a model really well. So she's getting the red gremlin. Alright, let's keep moving. Open the shrine at waypoint 2. If there are more than 3 heroes, spawn 1 enemy in story event 2. So nobody spawns in story event 2. Spawn as number of players minus enemies in waypoint 2. So we get to spawn 2 enemies there. The first one is a blue guy that's worth a soul gem. And the next one is going to be random. Please be the guy that's a soul gem. Gotta close my eyes. And then let's take this guy. Oh yeah, I got lucky. I got a green guy worth a soul gem. So if I get lucky and kill those guys, I'll be in good shape. So that was my movement. I still have an action. They made it so you can't see through there, which is a little bit annoying. I guess I should attack him and try to put some damage in. Or I could bash him away. That would be kind of cool. If I were to bash him into this cell, then my whip hunter, or my hunter, could start attacking him soon. So I think that's what I might do. If I attack with my shield, I'm going to focus my attack, so it's +1 hit. And I attack with the shield, which is a blue dice. A shield. I'm not going to end up doing damage to this. Oh, I might end up doing it. No, I'm not going to do damage to him because he has... Oh, wait, we got to give him his enemy power. I didn't assign the enemy power yet, so that might affect what I want to do, but I guess I've already done it. Enemy, his power is all attacks against this enemy are -1 hit. Oh wow, that would have affected what I wanted to do. Because since I'm -1 hit, I didn't actually score this hit. So the bash fails. It doesn't matter if it gets defended or not. As long as you have 1 hit, you can bash during the phase before the enemy rolls. And I had a hit, but he took it away. And it's -1 slash, but it's not a slash, it's a blunt. So that didn't come out, and I should have pulled that card before I bothered rolling to try to bash, but I didn't. So my bash fails. After, oh, no wait, I dominate. I dominate because I'm 2 models. I would have had another +1. So I do succeed in my bash. I push this guy over here, which might have been a stupid move. Now we pull to activate enemies. Activate 3 enemies. Shuffle the deck. This is pretty sickening. So I may have to rethink what I've done. Because 3 enemies, we activate them in order, and it's this guy's turn, so we have to activate the green enemy, which is bad for me. Not too bad. I don't take anything because I have 2 armor. He only scored 1 hit. We activate the blue guy next. He attacks. It's -1 armor, so he scored 1 hit that I have to defend against. I get a lightning bolt. I use it to reroll the die. I still fail. I take 1 damage. This guy attacks the cleric, and he gets 2 hits and 2 lightning bolts. He can't use lightning bolts. It's -1 armor. So that armor's gone. The cleric has to roll 2 defense. He rolls 1. He uses the lightning bolt for another shield. He's good. Alright. I don't know what to do at this point. I wanted to try to stack some extra soul gems by killing things. But I don't know that that's very feasible anymore. If I just go straight up and kill this guy, that's an okay approach, and it will net me some resources, but I wanted a ton of gold, and I wanted a ton of gems. And there are a ton of gems available. So do I want to try to slay all the gremlins? Because when I kill that red guy, it ends. And she's got a lot of money that she could lose. I kind of want to walk her through that cell and then go attack other stuff. I think that's what I'm going to do. She moves 1. Free action, she's going to evade. That gets her to here. Where's the... we have supremacy, so I can leave that cell without getting attacked. So now I move into this cell. We control this cell, but we don't have supremacy. Now I just have to decide who to kill. It's kind of assured I can kill the green guy. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus my attack, which, I don't know, maybe I should just kill the blue guy. So, let's see, hit, hit. So I focus my attack. It's a whip. So the whip has +1. I'm pretty much assured a kill on the green guy. I guess I'll go ahead and take it. It's a soul gem after all. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3 more hits. That's 5 hits on the green guy. He dies. So the green guy dies, we get a soul gem. That's really good for us. Now somebody can level to level 2. But the part I hate is she's the target of preference. So she might lose some coins, which I really didn't want. So story event 2 was supposed to go on the deck. So we have a ton of time. And we just have that other card that'll, we're in really good shape. Other than I could lose some coins. Now, she's killed that guy. He dropped a soul gem. We have to pull the encounter. Activate all engaged enemies. That means the red guy is going to activate because she's got control of him. The red guy is going to attack that cleric again. And he only hits with 1. But he has -1 armor. That guy takes away his armor. So now I have to roll 1 defense. Dog, that's a fail. I take a damage. The red guy's really not that scary this round. That guy wants to attack the person with the most money. I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to use my special ability once per round. I'm using charges even because it says once per round. I'm going to take the charge off. I'm going to say, you're going to attack me, blue guy. So the blue guy rolls 2 dice. He gets a hit and a hit. I have 2 armor, but he takes away an armor, so I have to roll a defense. And it's good. I take no damage. She probably would have taken a damage. The problem is, I ignored that attack. But now, the cleric's stuck over there with the big boss. And I want to go over there and help kill the blue guy before she gets hit, but I can't do it. Because if I move out of the cell, he'll get a free response against me. So the cleric's going to focus his attack. And he's going to attack the red guy. I'm sure he's not going to kill it anyway. But he's going to start working the red guy down. Oh, wow. Focus, 2 hits, 3 lightning bolts. I can use 1 lightning bolt to KO him, so he can't use his armors. I can use 2 lightning bolts for 2 more hits. That's a total of 5 hits. 1 goes away from this. So now 4 hits are coming in. He rolls his defense, and his defense is 1 shield. He takes 3. That was an amazing hit. He's at half health already. But when you hit this guy, you take damage. So I've taken 1 damage. These you don't get to defend against. These are suffer 1 HP. So that was focus, so I can't heal. Now I have to draw the encounter card. Activate all M enemies. Otherwise, recharge 1 charge from all enemies. This guy doesn't have charge. But everybody heals 2. So all the enemies heal 2. So he's only suffered 1 damage now. Alright, I really want to get through that door. I think I can now. Oh, but this guy's got quickness. At the end of each enemy turn, this guy was not activated. He activates. So he gets up and he's like, ha ha ha, I'm coming for you. He rolls 1 hit, -1 armor. I get to roll a defense. Oh, he throws 3 reds. Okay, so he hits twice. I shield. I think he attacked the cleric 1 other time. So he would have gotten an extra hit that I would have had to roll against. I would have used the lightning bolt for a shield, although I think I did that last time, so we're good. Let's do 2 more attacks against him. That was an extra hit on a red die, so I would have had to roll an extra shield. We're good. This guy's got 3 reds. I've backhandled it, but I'll just need to remember he's got 3 reds. So it all came out in the wash. But it's taken care of. He has 3 reds, and it's done. Alright. Everybody's went. Time phase will occur. I can put a charge back on this guy. The first thing I want to do is I want to kill this blue guy, and then I want to go open up that door. But I'm not sure I'm going to be able to open up that door. Let's see. I don't want to underdo it, but I want to leave an action for opening the door. So I attack. We dominate. It's a whip. I do not focus. So we're just going to hope for a really good roll. Oh wow, that's a great roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lightning bolts. My lightning bolt can add a +1. That's 5 damage. He's strong against slash, so he takes 1 off. Then he takes 4. He dies. We get a soul gem. I forgot to level somebody up during the level up phase, but that's okay. We'll do it at the end of the mission. That's her turn. She's done. We pull an encounter card, activate all green enemies. Otherwise, all enemies attack the closest hero in line of sight with their offhand. That's a stone, which does 2 hits. No, 3 hits. So this doesn't take away armor, though. So I take away 1. Then I roll 2 more, and I'm good. The stone does nothing to me. But I don't count that as a full activation, so we're still going to have to do quickness. He's going to attack the cleric with 3 attacks. So 3 dice, 1 hit. I have an armor, but he takes away the armor. So I roll. I get nothing. You know what? I'm going to use my charge for reroll. Good. So nothing happened to me. And I know this is really dumb. I should go over there and put that guy down. But I'm not going to. This guy's going to activate. He's going to use an action to bash open this door, which pulls a trap, which is an alarm. Draw an additional encounter card at the end of the turn. That's going to suck. My cleric might not make it. That's an action. I perform a move. And I'm sitting on this chest, but I can't open it. Now we do the enemy turn. Activate all red enemies. That's our first card. It's 3 red dice. 3 hits. He takes away an armor. I get a maximum of 2 dice. So I take 2. I have 6 health. I'm almost down. When he activates, he'll have to heal. Get to draw a second encounter. Activate 2 enemies. Otherwise spawn 2. I can perform some of that. So this guy's going to attack yet again. 3 dice. Hit, hit. Lots of lightning bolts that don't matter. My armor's gone, but I get to roll my defenses. I rolled 1 defense. I take 1. I've taken 5 damage. I am almost dead. This guy activated, so quickness does not occur. Alright. It is the cleric's turn. The first thing he does is he casts heal on himself. Now he's going to perform an unfocused attack on that guy, scoring 2 damage, minus 1 armor. Then he has a shield. I do nothing to him. Now I have to pull an encounter card. Activate all enemies at a state of full health. Otherwise, enemies use their power. He doesn't have a power. He's not at full health. He didn't activate, but quickness activates him, his special ability. He hits twice, minus 1 armor. I roll 2 defense. I take 2. I really want to open that chest. This guy's focus is most wounded. That's definitely going to be my guy. So I just took 2. I'm at 1 health. This goes away, so we're going to get some sort of new event. We get to flip all of our stuff. The cleric could heal himself, but I don't think that's going to matter enough. I have to get that chest open. Let's buy some time. 1, 2. I focus and attack with my sword. So my sword, normally we are dominating. I focus and attack with my sword. And it does 1, 2, 3, 4 lightning bolts. I'm going to take another one. So 4 damage coming in at the guy. Oh, 5. Takes away 1 from his ability. He takes away 1 because it's a slash. He takes away 1 because his armor. Now he's got 2 defense left. Takes away another 1. He suffers 1 damage. Oh, this was a stupid move. So everybody in the cell suffers 1 damage. This guy's going to suffer 1 damage. He dies. He becomes a ghost. And at the end of the mission, you get to resurrect for free. So I'm thinking I'm going to wait and resurrect him for free. That was pretty bad. So for the Cleric's turn, what is his Soul Shout? Heal 2 HP to targeted hero. He's going to Soul Shout and heal 2 for this guy. Actually, I can do this every turn. So I think I'm just going to stay a ghost and heal. Now we have to activate enemies. The activation is activate 1 enemy. The boss is going to attack my tank. Does 1, 2, 3 damage. I have 2 armor. He takes away 1. So 2 damage coming in. I rolled 1. I hit that dice and it rolled some. So that's why it looked like more. So I have 2 damage still coming in. I defend against 1 and I take 1. Oh wait, hold on. I take 1. I would have been at 3. Then the Cleric activates and heals. But enemies don't, you don't have to do an enemy phase when you're a ghost. So now we're going to our Witch Hunter. She's going to move 1, spend an action, pop this chest, which looks like 100 gold. I hate that that token's kind of stuck in there now. I got it out. So she gets 100 gold. And I didn't choose to recall with my Cleric because I think we can put this guy down. So if that's done, we have to pull a trap card. And let's save. Each hero within 2 areas is slowed. 1, 2. Oh, crap. So she's going to roll her save, which is a bash symbol. She got it. Good. He has to roll his save. He failed. He's slowed. All right. Yeah. You have to do the encounter card, activate all wounded enemies. So of course him. He's going to attack with his 3 dice on our tank. He only scored 2 hits. 1 of them goes away from the armor. And he rolls a 2nd dice, and he's good. We go into time phase. We have to win soon. Spawn. Number of players minus enemies minus 1. So we spawn none because the ghost doesn't count. For each area controlled by enemies, all heroes in the area become KO'd. We control this area. So nothing happens there. Time phase, we're still good. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over here and help out. So 1, 2. She's going to do everything she can. Start counting them out. We're dominating. The whip has 1. I focus. And now I get to roll these dice. Okay, that's not as good as I'd hoped. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage coming at the boss. So 1 goes away due to minus 1 damage. 1 goes away from slash. 1 goes away from armor. And then he rolls 2 defense. And then 1 goes away from defense. Wow, this guy's hard to put down. Now we draw the enemy card. All purple enemies otherwise activate highest rank. The highest rank is the boss. He's going to end up going for the most wounded, which is our tank, luckily. He rolls and he gets 1 hit. 1 armor, we're good. That was the Witch Hunter's turn. This is not going as well as I'd hoped. Going to attack with my sword on him. I may have to pay to resurrect. The priest. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and activate this guy. He's going to attack. It's focused. We're dominating. Focused. Dominating. 2 hits, a lightning bolt. That's 5 damage. 5 damage coming in. Goes away, goes away, goes away, goes away. 1 from slash, 1 from minus 1, 1 from armor. So 2 damage coming in at the boss. Roll poorly. Thank you. He takes 2 more. I think we can finish him. So we're going to keep going for it without resurrecting our cleric. The boss goes, he attacks the most wounded. That's 3 hits. I got 2 left over after my 1 armor I can use. Lightning Bolt can be used for reroll into defense dice. Get an armor. I take 1 damage. The Cleric for his turn activates, heals me 2 with a Soul Shout. Round ends. This spawn goes away. We only have 2 turns to win. So, what we're going to do is we're going to attack with the one that can likely do some damage. 1, 2, 3. Focus, whip, dominating. We're going to hope for a much better roll this time. Okay, 4 damage. It's very, very poor roll. I'm going to use the lightning bolt to do an extra damage. So that's 5 damage coming in. All that goes away automatically, and then he rolls 2 defenses. He's good. He doesn't care about my minuscule attack. He attacks, hits my guy for 3. I have to roll 2 defenses. I failed him. I use lightning bolt to reroll. Use a lightning bolt to reroll that die. I take 1. I will focus and attack him. Let's hope for a better roll. You only gotta do 2 damage. All lightning bolts. Right, lightning bolt can be reused to reroll a die. That's a hit and a lightning bolt. This double lightning bolt can be reused for damage. So it was focused. And I use a lightning bolt to add a damage. So 3 damage going in. He prevents 3. He's good. Activate all F enemies, otherwise the active hero shifts back a power. That doesn't matter. The red enemy will activate because he always activates. He rolls 1, 2, 3. 3 damage in on me. 1 goes away. I get to use 2 blues. I take 1. It's not the end of the world. I believe we hit him with the Witch Hunter, so I forgot to apply the 1 damage from that. Soul Shout, this guy will heal target hero 2. Yeah, this is just not going well. Do I go ahead and recall with the Cleric so I can attack? I think I do. I recall the Cleric. During the time phase, I will pay to resurrect him. That's 1 gem. Alright, I had to remount the camera because I had to go back and figure out if I had done the event phase. Unfortunately, I had. So we are moving into our last event card. Spawn, number of players, minus number of enemies, minus 1. Activate the enemy closest to the active hero, which would have been doesn't matter. It's this guy. It's only 1 enemy. So we get to spawn an enemy. No, we don't, because he's a ghost. So he activates, he attacks, he hits for 3. I defend 1 automatically. I roll, I defend the other 2. Damage isn't a problem, except for damage going to him is a problem. I'm going to pay to resurrect because I don't have a choice. Yeah, I had already removed it. I was talking about doing it. I had removed that. We had 5 gems. So I removed it. And we're in the next time phase, the time phase that occurred. And I am now resurrected. I've lost all this junk. And I have a KO, I have a bash. This guy has some chances. But the one who's more likely to put in damage is still the Witch Hunter. We need to put in enough damage to put this guy down. I focus it. It's a whip. We're controlling the area. It's another +1. This guy's insanely hard to kill. Where's my extra hits? So that's what we got. I'm going to use my reroll on this attack. So the Cleric is going to offer a reroll. I will reroll this hit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. 3 go away right off the bat. All of it's gone. Now, the bad guy activates. Let's see what it says. Activate all squiggle enemies. So he activates, he attacks the same guy he's been attacking because he's the most wounded. 3 damage, that means I gotta roll 2 blue defense dice. It's good. Our turn, the cleric's gonna come in. 1, 2. The cleric allowed to reroll already. The cleric's attacking. Please do some damage. 2 damage, which is nothing. He shrugs it off. He will activate. There should have been a shuffle in here. I guess I missed the shuffle. Activate all plague enemies, otherwise activate an enemy. 3 hits. I take 1 damage. Oh, that was 3 damage that would have went in at the boss because we were dominating. I forgot about the dominating. He takes 1 off, so I rolled 2. The cleric rolled 2 damage. He had a 3rd damage because of domination that I forgot about. 1 goes away automatically. 1 goes away because it's armor. It's not a slashing attack. He rolls a defense and the 3rd one goes away. Okay, now our final attack is going to be the tank. The tank attacks. He hits with 2. It's slashing. It's focused. It's that. That all goes away. That goes away. He defended it all. And in the time phase, that happens and we lose. I'm going to be playing the mission again, and really sucks we couldn't put out more damage.